Hey everybody, I'm back here playing Parkitect tonight. I know some of my students out there haven't done their assignment tonight, so this is for you guys. I'm extending the deadline for the assignment until 5 p.m. tomorrow. I'm not going to change anything on web courses, but I will not grade you down if you haven't gotten your park to where it needs to be. And where it needs to be is at least 2,000 guests in the park, so it's a lot, right? Well, I'm going to play along with you tonight. As you can see, I have Parkitect loaded, and not a whole lot of time has gone past since we were last doing this demo. Again, I'm in the Western Park, the same demo that I showed you earlier, I believe it is. So, pretty simple little demo here. This is, yeah, that's where we got. So, we're going to expand this park and get it up to 2,000 people as quickly as we can. So here we go. Welcome to Parkitect. And for those of you who are not in my class, you are welcome to watch and play along with Parkitect or whatnot. This really is the spiritual successor to Roller Coaster Tycoon. So anyway, let's take a look at what we got going on in this park right now. So, if I hover over our information here, finance, we're doing okay with finances. Overall, looks like we're making around 16 to 1,800 a month. There's some additional expenses happening there, but that's not too bad. We haven't made a whole lot this month, but we're in the middle of February year 2. Also, keep in mind the game does auto-save every so often, so you'll see that little notification that pops up. We're doing okay on park admissions, although it looks like they've gone down recently, so I'll have to take a look at the advertising, see what's going on there. Overall, I have 391 guests in the park. There's not a whole lot of park right now. As you can see, it's very small. I have one little roller coaster there and a small ride with the tree. I have a carousel and this 3D movie theater, and a lot of shops and little things on the main entrance walkway there. So we're going to work on that. Just to go back into the park information here, I have the screen. Why is it way over there? That's annoying. I need to have at least 2,000 guests in my park, have a happiness rating of at least 80%, have no loan debts, have an overall park rating of at least 80%, and sell at least 1,000 park tickets. Well, I have to have at least 2,000 guests in the park, so it's not really optional. So. And my admission fee is only $4, but it's very small, so I will raise that as time goes on. I also don't have a whole lot of staff right now, so I'm not sure where I am on the loans. Let's go ahead, open up the financial panel here. I have no idea why everything's popping up so far to the right. That's annoying. Let's take a look at the loans. I haven't repaid this loan at all. I have $6,000 out on that loan. And I have 2 advertising campaigns, one for the carousel, one for the 4D cinema. So the first thing I'm going to do is, well, I'm going to take out another loan because I need the advertising to start going on, and I need to make a lot of money. These are actually pretty good rates for a loan. 2.3%, not horrible. It's not as good as that 1.3, so I'm going to keep that one. And I'm going to take out another loan, $14,000. Because I'm going to need a lot, and I'm going to build up stuff real quick. Just keep in mind you do have to pay back your loans, so make sure you make your money back. So I'm going to take this loan. Now remember, this is going to cost me $322 a month, so I have to make sure that I can actually do that. So now I have $18,000 there, and I'm only allowed to take out 2 loans at a time, so that's kind of a weird thing. It's also weird that this other people's state loan is you take out a loan for $0 still. I think that's a bug in the game during the repayment process. Didn't quite fix itself. So, all right. So now I have a lot of money. I can start expanding. I'm going to figure out where to expand. I have to do this in a way that makes sense for the park operation. So think operationally. I want to group things so I can build a path to certain areas. And again, why is everything so far over? This is so weird. So, all right, and I know you can't see that, but let me move myself down there. you can see that there it actually shows the controls to help out. So it's kind of a neat little feature there. All right, so let's expand this pathway. I'm going to make it pretty similar to that pathway, although I think it's a different color than what I built there. No, it's the same color, okay. So I'm just going to start making a pathway and go way down, because I need room to expand this park, and I need to expand it pretty quickly. Now, the guests have a lot of dining and things right in that area, but I need to build another dining area off to the side here, so I'm going to do that. And because I know I have a backstage pathway, it'll be easy for me to connect all that, so I can expand that pathway as well. So this is an employee path. I'm going to expand that. And notice that if you put something right on the hill, it'll actually just build on that hill. So it's kind of a better option for some cases. I don't know if you can really see on the screen here, but this one is actually slanted. This is a hill, so it's pretty obvious there, but it's not as obvious otherwise. So I'm going to build this employee pathway way out, and that'll allow me to connect everything when I'm ready to do that. Alright, building my pathway now. I'm going to actually make it a double wide pathway, so do that there, and that also means I need to do that. And actually I'm going to delete that one. You can actually right click to delete things in this game, so that's kind of nice. Oh, actually I didn't want to do that. So let's see. I want to do that, and that, and then I need to actually build it from this location here. So flat first. Yeah, I know it's already occupied. Let's do that. So let's build out flat in that direction, and then I'm going to do that. I don't want to go underground. I'm just making the pathways turn. You can probably see that now. And then I use the arrow key, make another path, and I'm just going to go up. Because I want this double wide pathway to connect with everything, and that should be it there. So now I have a double wide pathway, and I can start adding things to the path that I know I need. If your guests start leaving the park and they say they're all tired, the way to fix that is to put in more benches. I generally just go with some of the $5 benches because it doesn't matter too much. There's also a $4 bench, which, I mean, it's a bench. It doesn't really matter. So, but I'm not that cheap, so we're going to go with the $5 bench. And I'm going to put them in a few different places, you know, so guests can sit down. Especially if I'm going to build some food stations here. I want guests to be able to sit down while they eat. So that's kind of a nice little thing to do. It's miserable standing up and eating. Although that's what people do at Food and Wine Festival at Epcot. So, haha, Disney, you showed us. People don't need to sit down while they eat. They can have trash cans to eat on top of. That's such a waste. That was bad. I'm going to put some large trash bins. It actually kind of goes hand in hand with some rules. If you notice, you can't just buy a recycling bin on its own and expect it to be effective. It has to be next to a real trash bin as well, because guests will just not walk to actually recycle something. It's kind of pointless to them. So you want to make sure that the trash bin is pretty much ready to be used immediately. This is technically a themed trash bin. I didn't realize that. I guess these are the unthemed ones. Which one do I like? I like this little black one here. I'll use that one for the places that don't need the other ones. So remember, every time you put down a trash bin, somebody has to empty it every so often too. So, but you still want to have a lot of trash bins everywhere. All right. So what else happens here? Technically, I should put some lamps down. These are like old Epcot Center lamps. I love it. From the old days of Epcot. That's what their lamps used to look like. They're low, so they illuminate the pathway. And I love to put them on steps. In a real park, you'd really definitely want to have them on steps because people will sue if they fall downstairs. So that's definitely necessary. All right, so some food options here. I'm going to go with some more interesting options than we had before, and we also probably still want to have some restrooms, so I'll put another set of restrooms right there. Just anyway, that way there's an option for guests. So let's see what other food options we can put down. Ooh, bubble tea. Everybody likes bubble tea, right? I like bubble tea. We'll put a bubble tea stand. Probably shouldn't have put that right next to the restroom, but that's okay. We'll put some Chinese food. And we'll do... Remember, this is just the concept of a park. Normally, if you were spending a lot of time, you'd probably look at what food actually makes sense and customize it a little bit more. I'm just kind of putting things down because I know we need food options in the park, and the park just needs more stuff in general. So, candy. I used to work at a candy shop in the Magic Kingdom, in the confectionery, long ago. I'm not thrilled with how they've rebuilt the confectionery, by the way. I don't think it looks that great. It's very efficient how they built it, but not my thing. Pizza. And then... Ooh, what goes with pizza? Do I have any drink stands there? I'm going to have to do another soft drinks. Otherwise people are going to be angry that there's nothing to drink. And... yeah, that should be good. I'm going to leave that area open for now. And then I need to connect all this with the backstage employee path, with any luck. And remember, you can use the keys on your keyboard to rotate around. Don't want that one there. And then this has to connect with this pathway there, otherwise nobody can get to that stuff. And yeah, so I'm going to show you something. We're starting to get pretty far from where all the stuff comes from this depot over here. If you look over here, this is all the stuff that's has to be distributed, so I'm definitely going to need another hauler, so I'm going to hire one. Let's hire a hauler. Actually, I'll probably hire two, because that's a lot of stuff. And I can actually put them in a zone. Let's see where the zones are right now. I'm probably going to have to expand zone 2 to include this area. So remember, to expand it, you click inside the zone, and you, in theory, that should add on to the existing zone. Oh, that's weird that it's like that, but... Okay, well, that's fine. Staff can get around from one area to another. And I just need them to include that one, so that should be enough. Oh, can't do it from there, otherwise I'll make a new zone. Nope, see, I didn't want to do that. So, I forget how to remove a zone. I think if I do that, it'll... Oh, that now it's like zone 2 and zone 3. I guess zones can overlap. That's interesting. Right click to remove the zone 3. There we go. Now there's no more zone 3. Great. So that should solve that for a little bit there. And I'm probably going to have to build an access pathway just in case the guests and the employees need to go around to the front there. So that'll be there just in case. And let me go back to those zones again. Nope, not blueprints, zones. Yeah, I'm gonna expand that zone just to include, let's just say up to there, because that's how I've done it. So there. Simple enough. Have I made that zone a little bit too big? Probably, but that's okay because the haulers have to walk all that way, so it's a lot. So what else? So I've spent... Oh, that's exactly what you wanted to see, my my screen and my desktop. I need to put some more stuff over here. So what else am I going to build? Well, I have a lot of money, but I need some more simple rides here. So I'm not going to spend a lot on these rides, but I need more rides in general. I've always loved the haunted house as an option, and I personally like to put the haunted house kind of a little bit elevated. No, that's not really elevated over there, but I can put it over here. So, oh yeah, I like that. So the haunted house will be elevated up there. And if I demolish it, is there a way to move it? Oh, I got $800 back. I hope that didn't take into my money too much. Oh, it was $800 to begin with. I guess if you haven't opened the ride, it'll still give you the $800 back that you spent. All right, I want that right at the front of the little hill there. It's not much of a hill, but it's there. And then I have to build an entrance. I'm going to put the entrance pretty far back, and the exit is going to be off to the other side. I don't want to put the exit right in front, but for a haunted house, I don't even want people to realize there is an exit. So I'll do my $3 for the haunted house. Disable fences. No, you gotta have fences around that. And you can have it play some scary music. Is there anything spooky? Gort spooky? I don't know. Can you hear that? It's very quiet. If I zoom in. Oh, it's not running yet, so you can't hear the music yet. So I hit open. Yeah. I mean, in theory. Oh, the game's paused, so there'll be no music right now. So, telling me, hey, you don't have a path to anything, so I have to build a queue. Let's build a creepy. I think it's kind of creepy. Actually, I'm going to skip one. Let it be a little bit more interesting for the queue that I build for this house. And yeah, that should work. And then, nope, don't want to do that. I want a step. So what I have to do that, I have to click on that and then build downward and then flat to the entrance there. Then for the other path, notice that it takes up whatever color that piece of pathway is. That'll become the entirety for the exit. So I can keep it that dark color, or I can do something more sinister like red brick. Maybe this black brick will be more interesting. Actually, I don't like the color of that. I can make it a different color. So it's gonna... There, now it's a purple walkway to get out. There's actually a way just to paint it to whatever kind of style path you want. If you just click on the paintbrush. Why is it purple? I don't know. I decided to make it purple. It's kind of cool looking. You can actually change the color of the house and everything. This is the fun part of the game. Actually, maybe you can't. I lied. That's a feature from Roller Coaster Tycoon. But you used to be able to. You can change some of these things. Maximum waiting time, minimum waiting time. I can cut the budget on everything. No more safety budget. Alright, so I have a haunted house now. I definitely want to... Oop, nope, don't want to do that. I want color picker, so I want that style of path. And there. Got my double wide pathway and my little exit there. And with that, I am going to have some kind of lighting on that exit pathway. So and we'll go with the little Epcot lights. I like to put it on the steps because safety. And then it's always also good at the exit of an attraction to have a bench and do a creepy bench because it's, you know, kind of haunted there. I don't know if that's really creepy, but it looks kind of creepy to me. And you should have a trash can near the exit too. None of these trash cans look all that creepy. It looks, let's go with that simple one. So, pretty close to the exit, and there's a trash can in there too. And you actually want to, it's weird because you should have trash cans in the queue, but the game doesn't allow it, so that's kind of a mistake in the game. I don't know where they decided that you can't have a trash can in a queue. It's stupid. It also doesn't let you put in drinking fountains though, so there's also that. But yeah, go figure. It's annoying. I do want a path sign, and the signage is interesting. You want it to, with the flow, and you want it to say no entry for guests, and staff only works. You can also say no entry. Or do not enter. You don't want it to say exit only, because that's really annoying. You can also add in little symbols, so you can, like, put an X on it. So when that starts rotating, and that way no one will go up the exit ramp by mistake. What would you put in front of a haunted house? Probably some creepy decorations, so we can go over here. And right now you can see that I'm kind of cycling through these, so I just want creepy things. So let's put down some spooky trees. Boo. And decorations like this, they actually will improve your park value overall. So that's kind of a big thing to put on. Pumpkins, leafy tree. Why is it purple? I mean, it's kind of cool because it goes with my pathway, but I'm going to go with this dark green color anyway for the leafy tree. And the game will still consider it spooky, so it kind of works really well for a haunted house. And you'll see that your decoration score, your theme score, will go way up because of this. So now I've built a pretty nicely themed little haunted house there. Now this does not qualify as a fully themed land or anything, but it is a fully themed haunted house. We didn't talk about land styles yet. You can terraform, you can actually raise and lower anything, but you can also change the actual terrain itself to look like something else. Lava rock, which actually looks like lava, is interesting. You can make it rock, sand, ash, snow, ash. Let's see what ash looks like for the. Will it let me do that? Should be able to turn it into ash. Yeah. So that's kind of creepy. See how that looks. Ooh. You can do it with like little pieces of it, so it doesn't look so unnatural with just you know, with little corners. Looks kind of weird. Yeah, that whole area of the park is very creepy. I gotta do the. Why am I doing the back? I don't know. We don't really care about the back, but yeah, I think that looks pretty creepy there. And if I wanted to immerse the pathway in that area too, I could do that. I'll just do half the pathway so it looks like it's all one full area there. Yeah, that's creepy. Creepy. I could do both sides of the pathway and build like a little haunted land here. Might not. And then I'll have to change the pathway colors and stuff. But it's starting to look pretty creepy over there. And Yeah, as part of your assignment, you have to have one completely immersive themed land and everything, so that's how you kind of do that. When you start playing with the terraforming tool, you'll want to click on the second tab for terrain, and you choose a style, and that really helps you decide if it's going to be sand, different types of sand, dead grass. Come on, see what the dead grass looks like. Put some dead grass in the middle of my haunted house. Yeah, that's pretty cool too. Ash and dead grass. Terraforming is kind of cool because I don't think it costs anything to change it, which is kind of neat. You definitely luck out on that. And what was that? Oh, yeah, you can actually do different shapes of it. So if you want to really go crazy with the shapes, you can make them look very natural with the triangle tool. So you can go from square to triangle there. You can do water. If I wanted to put some water, if there's like a little pond here, and I can choose the color of the water, which is kind of weird. You wouldn't have very clean water on a little. Now notice I can't put water anywhere because it'll fill up, whatever is in a low area. So you have to be very careful with that. So I'm going to show you how the water works. I'm going to lower this land there. All right. So it actually lowered and it attached everything. That's the attachment mode there. And then I should be able to add some disgusting water here. Yeah. So that's pretty creepy looking. It's very ugly water. And just because of terrain, I kind of played around with that. So I'll put some more dead grass in that area, right over there, just around the water, so it's, kind of clear that there's dead grass underneath the water. So, makes sense. Alright, so I'm going to go and take a pause from doing stuff on the game, and I'm actually going to start reading the comments here. Best tips for gaining attendance. I played for probably 30 combined hours before I hit 2,000 despite having other great scores. Yeah, so you're going to want to run all the marketing campaigns that you can. You can only run 3 at a time for the most part, and you definitely want to use television as a primary. TV is probably the most expensive one, but it's worth it, and we're actually going to do that in a few seconds. I'm going to show you how to do that. Hey, best way to get the most visitors using marketing campaigns? Yeah, well, it depends on which marketing campaigns you're using, so I'll show you that. Work the underground tunnels for employees. Okay, I'll do a demo on that. So true about food and wine. Any tips for getting more visitors? All right, yep, we'll do that. Yeah, all right. And then smaller rides, teacups, no visitors while the coasters had hundreds. Smaller attractions, you might have to lower over time. You have to lower the price that people people are just willing to pay less the longer an attraction is there. But that's really apparent with small attractions. So you might have to just lower the price that you're charging, and that'll get people back into those. So, all right. So let's work on attendance, because it seems like that's your biggest thing. Also with attendance, you have to keep expanding. So that's why I just kept expanding there and built a little bit more. So now that I built something else in the park, I've done the little transformer thing, or terraforming. Let's look at the finances again. And I'm going to start another advertising campaign. First, I'm going to start the park advertisement campaign. And this is going to go for an entire year. Ooh, I can't actually afford an entire year. So I'll do 6 months. And it's going to be on TV. I can't even afford that. But can I afford 3 months? Yeah. 3 months on TV. Advertising is really expensive, but it's going to be worth it. This is how I'm going to get those 2,000 guests. So I'm going to start that, because the last one was television and it ended a while ago. So yes, I have to spend a lot of money on TV. That's why those loans are so expensive. You got to have a lot of money to do this. If you don't have enough money, you got to make a lot of money first before you can start doing really the advertising. Notice I'm down to $1,000 now. So let's see how this goes here. I'm going to put it on really fast mode, and we're going to see all the guests are going to start realizing, hey, there's a new area over here. Let's go over to the new haunted house. My attendance is going up. I have 395 people in the park right now. And as the haulers do their job, and you can see they are, these shops will start opening on their own. They just aren't open because they don't have everything in stock yet. And I need those to start opening because I need that money. If I don't make enough money on all this stuff, then I'm going to have some major issues financially later on in the park. Snow cones. I can charge more for a snow cone. $2 for a snow cone. Ice cream, $2. Let's go a little bit up. And remember, I want to keep listening to what the guests say. So notice, look at my attendance now. I'm at 455. It was like around 300 something before. So it's really going up pretty quick. I don't know how much I really should be charging for these things, but I'll start looking at what the guests think about it. So this soft drink is really worth the money. Well, really worth the money? Well, not anymore, it's not. Well, still people like that. Let's see, ice cream, what people think about ice cream. Still really worth the money. Well, we're going to raise the price. Let's see. I feel like I'm Bob Chapek here, raising the prices and everything. So, candy. Ooh, only $1. It's really worth the money. Yeah, it is. Well, now it's $1.50. Let's see if that lollipop is worth it. Chinese food. Oh, really worth the money. If you don't build enough shops, then guests will get very angry. Alright, now take a look. My attendance started going down again. 485. Alright, so why is my attendance down? Well, let's take a look at the guests and what they are thinking. Alright, so immersion's not great. So they can see some utility buildings there, so I'll have to work on some immersion. Their happiness is pretty good. Tiredness, not too bad. I need more benches so they can, you know, relax. Hungry guests might get angry and leave your park, so I gotta make sure that they can get their food. Thirsty guests, not too bad. You need toilets everywhere. Nausea, immersion. And let's look at the overall guest thoughts here. There are no high-intensity rides around here that interest me. Oh no, a shark, that's a good thing. People like that roller coaster a lot. People go on the giant tree of death drop. Scenery here is amazing. Haunted house will be really worth the queue time. You know, I hope it will be too. Chinese food's really worth the money. Park map from the information kiosk. I'm broke. That means they needed an ATM, but there is an ATM near the entrance. Not too bad. Let's look at these. There's only one person like saying these things, so it's not too bad, but I'm banned. That's probably somebody that security threw out. Okay, not too bad. So I can act on those thoughts. And it looks like the main thought is there's no high-intensity rides around here that interest me, so I need to build a high-intensity ride. But I also need to make enough money to build that ride, so keep that in mind. So it's going to take some time. Alright, let's see what the comments are saying right now. We're working on the attendance thing. Thank you for going over theming. I was sorry about theming till the end because I was so worried about the other goals. I wasn't sure how to theme other than blueprint rides. Absolutely. How are you grading this? You're going to give partial credit for the goals that you were made? So as far as the assignment goes, I'm planning to grade it in a way that is pretty fair to everyone. I usually have a rubric for things like this, but I don't want to stick to a rubric and say, hey, you know, 25% of the grade is just based on your attendance. I might do something like that, but I'll probably wait until the final assignment, which is the bigger park. This one is kind of more of a, okay, you really got to start learning how the game works and everything. The reason I'm doing this, it is difficult to run a theme park. I think you're realizing that, and this game is the best way to simulate that. That I've found that's fairly easily accessible for everybody. And I feel that it's pretty easy to learn this game, but some of you I know have it's quite the learning curve, especially if you've never played a simulation game before. So I completely understand that and everything. So I'm going to be grading these as easily as I can, but I do want to stress that no, you got to push forward, you know, with it. And keep in mind that all the Parkitect, that's only 10% of your grade for the class. So even if you know, can't do anything, you know, and you absolutely hate video games, you're not going to fail the class because you can't play this game. I completely understand, but I do want you to learn. So don't worry about the grade too much. But yeah, to be fair, it is important that you finish all the goals and everything. But I'm not going to say like one goal is worth this and one goal is worth that. It doesn't work like that. I'm using marketing television, every single attraction in the park and the shops. Okay, Julia, so your park's probably just not big enough. I don't expect, you know, right now the size of this park, I'm probably going to have to expand this to maybe 3 times or 4 times the size before I can even expect to get 2,000 people in the park. This is just too small of a park. I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rides in the park. That's it. That's worse than Hollywood Studios. Whoops, did I say that? Ooh, yeah, well, I did. There just aren't enough rides. And yeah, you can't do that. It doesn't work. So guests will there's nothing for them to do, so they'll leave. And the idea is to keep guests coming in, and they haven't done everything. Once they've done everything, then there's no reason for them to stay, so they're going to leave. So that's why your park attendance never gets to that high amount. So park attendance in this works differently than it does in the real world. It's about how many guests are in park at one time. So it's not just, you know, counting admissions over and over. It's 2,000 at once inside the park. It's a big deal. I think that's all we're at so far with the comments. If you have questions, please leave a comment. I'm doing the best I can to try to make this very accessible to everybody. So we're going to keep playing now. So leave the comments and I'll come back to them in a few moments. But we are going to keep going. So $3,300 in the park. I need something more thrilling, so I'm going to get out of the calm ride section and see a cheap thrill ride that I can build, because people want thrills in this park. And by the way, depending on the region and who the people are, thrills mean different things to different people. When we worked on different parks around the world and everything, we realized, especially in places like Singapore and China, if you haven't been introduced to thrill rides like you have in the United States, even a small thrill is a pretty big thrill. So you do have to look at that. And I think this park assumes that the guests in this area where this Western Park is, I have no idea where we are in the fictional Parkitect universe, but the guests tend to want really thrilling rides. I've noticed that in this game. So yeah, the haunted house is really nice because it's pretty cool looking, but we're going to need more thrill rides. The haunted house doesn't cut it. So let's see what we can build. Now, all of these have different excitement ratings. I'm going to go for something that's pretty high, because excitement is kind of the equivalent of what thrill is in the game. Not exactly always, but intensity and excitement kind of create the thrill level. This crazy thing looks like it's pretty thrilling, so let's build one of these. Looks like there's a couple of them that have some blueprints. Build a time traveler, the sandy cyclone. Let's do the... I don't have enough money for any of the blueprints. I guess we're just going to build it on its own. So, just the ride. No scenery. Yeah. I don't know why there's a whole lot else there, but yeah, let's do the sandy cyclone. But I honestly think it's just going to build the ride alone, because there's no scenery. That's pretty much all there was. So where do I want to put it? I want to put it on something that's mostly flat. I'm going to zoom in a little bit here so I can see what's going on. Yeah, this is all one level lower than it should be. Why does it not want to go up? I don't know why it's red. Is that just the theme on it? I think that's just the color. Yeah, go figure. Alright, so that's built, and then I'm going to have to click on it, and I'm going to raise the price a little bit because I got to get my money's worth. If I don't, I mean, I'm sunk, so it's going to be pretty expensive, and I got to continue. Okay, so on this ride I can actually change the colors and everything. I don't want to disable the fences and lights. I want those fences and lights. I have to build an entrance, so let's put the entrance over there. And oh, am I not next to Turbulent? Oh, I already have the entrance. It's already built. I just didn't realize it was already sitting there. Alright, so let's build my queue. So that's the entrance, so we'll go up there. I want to build quite a bit of a queue here. And that entrance goes right up to that. I might decide to widen that pathway, you know, since it's there. So I'm going to do a little thing here. So let's expand the queue a little bit. So we're going to have it go back over here because this pathway is going to extend out there, and that'll be okay. Yeah, that'll be okay like that. And then I have to actually have it go up. So in order to have it go up, I click on it once, and then I click the up, and I definitely don't want it in that direction. I want it to go uphill. So, and then, oop, didn't want that. Just wanted a normal path there. So we're gonna have to delete that one and build a normal connector path. And that should work. And now that I have that normal connector path, I can actually do the whole widening on everything. And I just want it to widen just up to there. Sorry, people on that bench, your bench disappeared. And then eventually I'll widen that little section over there too. I also have to build the exit path, which again, here we go. And this does have to eventually go uphill. So up we go. And there we go. And then I'm going to build a path there, there, and there. There we go. Now I've built a full-on double-wide path. And I'll probably add in some more benches now, since I just deleted a bunch of them. Benches. Oh, I don't want just the spooky. I want to put all the benches out, so I have a choice. I'm going to put in some more of these pretty simple benches here, but it's really important for your guests not to get tired. If they get tired, they will leave. So you have to have enough benches. I honestly think Disney's kind of forgotten that, because they got rid of all their benches everywhere. So, is this attraction not open yet? It's probably why no one's riding it. Let's do that. Now more people are going to start coming in the park. And I'm going to start losing money if I don't make some more money real quick soon. So, okay, we're making some. That's good. At 492 guests in the park. 495. Just pause it a little bit here. We're going to keep going back to the monitor setup there. Let's look at the park admission fee. I can raise this a little bit. Nope, not in that screen. Park entrance fee, let's raise this. I'm going to put this up to $10 now. I think I'm pretty confident that guests are still going to come into the park if it's $10 to get in. Let's see if I'm right. If the numbers keep going up to enter the park, then I'm right. If not, then I'm completely wrong and I'll have to re-lower that. So let's see how $10 handles that. And again, I do want to listen to the guests and see what they think is also too cheap. Park maps, soft drinks, hamburgers, ice cream. Park maps, soft drink, hamburger, ice cream. Park map I'll keep cheap. The hamburgers going up in price. $2. Oh my gosh. Where's the ice cream? Is that ice cream? No, it's cotton candy. Is that ice cream? No, those are snow cones. There's ice cream. Ice cream price. We're going up in price. 3 something there. Alright. Let's see if the attendance is still going up for the park. 495. Ooh, it kind of evened out there. Doesn't seem like it's going up as much. 496. Is all my marketing still happening? I hope it is. Now remember, people are still coming in. If that number starts dropping a lot, that means no one's even leaving. Or no one's coming out, going. Is it possible to cheat? Yeah, you probably could. You could put some of those do not enter signs right next to the exit, but it's not really ethical to do that. Notice my park rating is going up. Cleanliness is only at 66%. That's not good. So I need to pause and figure out where my janitors are. And I'm going to hire some more janitors right away. Because that will... Once you have... yeah, no, that's just really bad. If you don't have a clean park, then people will not stay there. So I'm hiring a ton of janitors. And some of them I'm going to put in zones still. That's zone 1, that's going to be zone 2. But I'm going to leave the others so they can go anywhere. And speaking of zones, now that I've built more, I need to continually, you have to keep doing this. You have to go back and look at your zones and see, okay, so like nobody can clean up this exit path. So I have to at least expand this area to include that thing. Poof. And it looks like I also have to expand this zone to include this path. And I'm going to do that with the entirety of the haunted house in the queue. So that's all zone 2. And zone 2 is getting really big there. So I might go back and change how some of the zones work. If there's a little overlap, it's not bad. But all right, let's see how that works now. I'm hoping that the overall cleanliness of the park is going to start going up. Now they have more janitors. It is. Again, see, the guests are saying I don't have enough experiences. It's only at 67%. Prices 74%. Overall 80%. Cleanliness is down to 67% though. That's not great. So how do we figure out why guests think it's dirty? That's a good question, but there actually is a way to do that. Also, I'll probably take a look at some things. See, I'm still hovering around $4.95. If I lowered the park admission fee, I could probably start getting that again. How are we doing with the advertising campaigns? Still got 2 weeks. I'm going to advertise an attraction. I'm going to advertise that one. And I'm going to put it on TV again. Can I afford 6 months? Yes, I can. 6 months on TV. TV is the most effective thing you can do for the for that. I'm going to advertise a shop for 3 months. Let's what is that? Chinese food. $300. Let's do it. Only a few days left for the whole park advertisement. That's not good, but I have 518 people. That's going to start dropping soon. Let's see where the cleanliness is. 66%. We're going to pause for a second, figure out we have a problem somewhere in this park. Where do guests think that it's dirty? Soft drink and bubble tea are still worth the money. Toilets is disgusting. Where is that? Alright. So these toilets have not been cleaned in a long time. And that's a major dissatisfier. So, is that really the only thing that's really disgusting? Is that toilets? Oh, I guess it's just that. So let's clean the toilets. How do we clean those toilets? Well, there's a couple things we can do. We can click on the toilets. Dirtiness 78%. Hasn't been cleaned in a while. So, yeah. It is actually being worked on right now. So that's good. So let's play. There's a janitor cleaning it, so it should be getting much cleaner very quickly. taken that janitor forever to clean the toilets. Alright, notice my numbers are going down for the attendance. Not a whole lot I can do because I can't really afford the park advertisement quite yet. So I'll have to do that again real soon. It's okay. Cleanliness is at 67%. I do want to see what else is dirty, what the guests are complaining about still. What was that? The immersion is still really low. So I want to get the immersion level way up in the park too. Still not enough high-intensity rides in the park. We kind of knew that. Bubble tea, soft drink, cotton candy. Okay. We can look at the overall park and see also. Remember, we have maps that we can look at. Those are just... And we can actually raise all the prices from one spot here. That's kind of easy to do. Let's look at the... Can I really not just raise the price that way? Let's raise the price for the bubble tea, because the bubble tea is clearly too cheap. Okay. What else was too cheap or really good value? Was it soft drinks, I think? Remember, notice also that all my prices are synchronized through the park, so I only have to, excuse me, I only have to update one of them. So we will do that. Wow, I'm going to do $4 soft drinks. Well, guess keep saying it's too good of a value, so that's what happens. Let's look at the map. This is kind of our research map, and we can kind of look at trash and vandalism. Where is the park dirty? Looks like it's pretty clean in most places. And then let's look at vandalism too. Vandalism, that's been vandalized. That's that double wide trash can there. Looks like somebody broke the trash can. Let's zoom around in the park and see some other areas. Not a whole lot of vandalism. There's a couple things. But mainly trash is the biggest problem there. So let's look at trash. Trash and vandalism kind of go hand in hand. Keep in mind that custodial can only clean up things. If you need somebody to fix something, you need a mechanic. So I'm going to hire one more mechanic. Looks like there's already a mechanic fixing that one, but clearly he needs to go over to the other one. So I'm going to pick that new one up, put the mechanic somewhere near something else that was broken. I think that lamp was broken over there, so we'll do that. All right, let's play that a little bit. Haven't fixed all the problems yet. Notice attendance is still going down, so I have to go back to the advertising campaign, and let's hope that I can afford it. But you can't afford not to advertise either, so there's also that. So if I want to do a park advertisement, I can only do it for 3 months. Let's see if I can afford TV for 3 months. $12,000. Yeah, not going to happen. Can I do social media? I can't even afford that. Yeah, it's really difficult to afford that. So what can I do? Well, I can actually do free park entrance voucher for... I'm almost at the point where I can do that for 3 months. I should be able to do that if I just make enough money in the next couple of minutes here. So let's see if I can make enough money just to get to the $2,880. I'm basically going to go broke doing this, but let's do that. Free park entrance. Oof. It took me down to $40. I'm hoping that this will work to get people in the park. Who knows? I don't know how effective the free park entrance vouchers are. Somebody let me know in the comments if you've had luck doing that. Let's see where we are in the comments on here. I don't know if I'm getting any new comments or not here. Looks like there's only 3 people watching right now, so maybe that's why. Yep. Alright, so doesn't seem like that did a whole lot to get more people to come to the park. And now I'm in debt, which is not good at all. So that was just not money well spent. So I just have to keep waiting. And remember, I am, pretty high in debt anyway with all these things. So what do you do when you come into a situation like this? Well, honestly, there's not a whole lot that you can do. You can put the game on fast forward. You don't want to, lose money at any time. If you go into the negatives for too long, then you're doomed. The park will shut down. You'll be forced to close. So you don't want to do that. So the best thing you can do is just keep the park clean and keep everything happy. Look at your cleanliness as it goes up and everything. As long as you have enough staff to run everything, you should be okay. Remember, I have 2 people that I put on there at the beginning. Starface. It's showing me that most guests are having a good time. Overall ratings 84%, which is good. Experiences are only 73%. Prices are not good. So I do need some better experiences in the park, some more thrill rides. I just can't afford a whole lot yet. But I'm at 100% on decoration, thirst, hunger, happiness, tiredness. Cleanliness is the only thing I'm not doing great at, which is bizarre. I don't understand what is so dirty somewhere where... Let's go back into this. Trash. Like, I don't understand why they think that the park's dirty. That is really strange to me. Vandalism? None. Decoration? Why is that ugly there? Oh, because it can see the toilets. And employee path. Well, you want to hide the toilets, I guess, so you can work on that. But most areas are pretty much okay. Now, this game works, you can theme your toilets by building walls around them and things, so you can kind of do that, but it's a little bit different. A group of vandals is running around the park. Consider hiring more security staff. Well, I have some security staff. I have, only 1 person. Yeah, let's hire 1 more. We can afford it at this point. Just keep in mind that everybody you hire, you have to pay, so that's not great. But I do have a lot of mechanics and everything. I just need to make a lot of money, and I have to keep doing it. So I'll keep some of the advertising campaigns going. But I really do have to repay those loans at some point. So I'll advertise this attraction for a little bit. Flyers don't do much. I think billboards should give me a pretty good return, though. I don't want to do it for that much. I can't afford that. Let's do a month of advertising just for the attraction. And remember, the advertising campaigns will actually tell you, how well you're doing. But what I really need to be doing is expanding the park and probably paying off some of my loans. So let's take a look at this. Now in gameplay, I've spent about 2 hours on this. Remember, I expect to spend 6 hours on this game to get it to that 2,000 mark, so have to keep doing that. See what the guests are thinking. See if I can raise the prices on anything else. Vandalism over here is really bad. Where? In that area. Alright. So I have to hire a maintenance person or something because somebody vandalized the park. Instead of hiring someone, though, I will just send a mechanic over there. Oh, there he is. He's repairing all of the vandalism. some problems do solve themselves, so it just might take a while for them to get to them. Umbrella is really worth the money. So let's raise the price on the umbrellas. Of course it's worth the money, it's raining. Gotta spend money to make money, so. Any more comments, guys? I'm still looking for comments. Still got 5 people watching. Please make a comment if you have a question. I am looking at everything that everybody posts on YouTube and the chat, so you can ask any question that you'd like. Been going just over an hour now on this, and my attendance is dropping, which is not good. But I don't have enough money right now to really advertise, so I just have to keep building more rides and hope that'll bring in people. So I need something that's fairly cheap. This Gravitron, it's not a great excitement rating. 34, 32, 38. But this seems silly that I'm starting with all these little tiny rides, but not everybody's Disney. You can't start with like really crazy rides. So, Transformer. Let's do that. And that's why also that I don't require you to really theme anything for this first park. When you elevate things, it does cost money. So keep that in mind. I'm going to charge $5 for that ride. And I have to find a place for the entrance, which is going to be over there. And then the exit, which I hope will go onto that exit pathway, yes. Ooh, my headphone fell out. Now let's build the entrance. Notice I'm still letting the game clock run. There's no requirement in time on when all this has to be done in game time anyway. So you can spend a little bit more time on that. Alright, so I'm clicking on the entrance and then I'm just going to build it out. Oh, am I underneath the pathway? That won't work. There. Now I should be able to open that ride. Another ride built. Now the more rides I build, the, well really just the better off the whole park will be. I'm probably going to move these restrooms a little farther back because they're not really themed and everything, so let's work on this project to hide the restrooms and give you an idea of how that works. And I'm just going to let the money come in while I'm doing that. I'm not too worried about everything right now. I just need to move these restrooms. So instead of moving them, I'm actually just going to build new restrooms, which I'm okay with. Not that. I need restrooms. And I am going to do the employee tunnel thing as well right after this. So I know somebody asked for that before, but I haven't gotten to it yet. So, new restrooms. They're going to be right over here. How do we kind of hide the restrooms? Well, first, that person has to move. Now we are going to decorate the restrooms. Now, in the past, we've used benches and all that, those things. But we can actually do more than that. See, some things we can use props and structures. And some of these are building bases, alright? Now this is interesting. This is how we can do this. A bus dropped off 44 guests who prefer low-intensity rides. Well, look at that. I happen to have some. Pavilions, like little, areas like that, pillars and roofs. All the vandals have left the park. Good. I don't like the vandals. So I can build this on top of the restroom to hide it. Alright, and there should be walls down here. And I can put a doorway on the front. And that just looks a lot better that way. And I'm going to put up a wall on this side. It's funny because I can just put the wall up there. And then nobody will ever know that there's a restroom there, right? Oh. Nothing wrong with me. I have to turn the wall so it's a different shape. There. Now the restrooms are hidden inside that box. And in theory, I should be able to demolish those restrooms. Oof. And let's see now, when I look at decoration, I have contained it so the restrooms are no longer making the other area around the restrooms look ugly, which is good. I probably have those extra walls there for no reason, so if I want to get rid of those walls, I can click on bulldozer and just, don't want to do that. That'll just demolish everything. Don't want to do that. I just want to click on individual selection and Alaska, and I don't need that wall, and I don't need that wall. So individual selection, don't need the wall, goodbye. And that should be it. Although that wall is kind of in a weird spot. Did that affect that? I don't think it will. Yeah, it should be fine. But yeah, see? A little bit easier now that you can't see the restrooms, so it's more hidden. And if I could do more immersive theming. Now look at this. I've let it go and I have $7,000 now. Still have 400 people in the park. I just have to keep expanding though. So, what am I going to build next in the park? And this is actually part of the reason why I did this. Is because I want this pathway to expand out. So, yes, I know it's occupied, but that's... I'm going to make this a double wide pathway, which I can do. Because that's going to be the only way out of there and down to the next area of the park on this side. Now granted, you would not have this open to guests immediately. If this was a real park, this would be like, coming soon to a park near you. Oh, there's a coaster there, so I can't actually build it underneath that piece. Well, that's okay. How does that work? Is that that's a pathway that's there. Can build it. Ah, okay. So if I build there, I should be able to go. Oh, I want to go downhill there and build that stairway. So I have to delete the existing stairs, and then. Whoa. This is a little complicated here. Just trying to align this. Oh, I deleted it and the guest doesn't know where they are. have trapped guests on a pathway that goes to nowhere, so they're not going to be very happy. Alright, so I need to go from there, I need to go downhill, downhill. And then for this one, same thing, but I need it to go down. No. Downhill. There. Now I have my double wide pathway, which... Do I have a fence there or something? What is going on there? Yes, I do. There's some kind of fence in the pathway there. That's not a queue, is it? Oh, that's the actual queue for the ride. Well, what a weird entrance for the queue. So, how do I fix that? Well, Temple of the Feathered. So I can very easily do that by starting to delete. And then the entrance will be moved over there. There. That's why that was giving me so much trouble. Alright, now the entrance is underneath the coaster, so that should be not a problem anymore. And as far as this thing goes, individual selection. Nope. It's very difficult to see through the coaster. There's actually a mode I can enable to remove it, but fence. I don't want the fence. I just want the fence to be gone. So I can select all of the fence. And we will remove it from the middle of the pathway. No more fence. There, now people can walk freely. The support structure defies all common sense and reasoning. It shouldn't be possible. But now I have a pathway that goes out there. 81% cleanliness, that's gone way up. Overall park rating is 91%. Experiences are at 92%. I'm going to start getting more people now again. And notice I have $10,000 in cash, so I can start doing things with that. That's good, but that's still not enough. But it is enough to start paying down some of the loans. So let's take a look at the loans and finances. So the loans work in a weird way. You can repay them a little bit. Repay that one a little bit. If you do it all at once, for some reason, there's like an error and then the loan never comes back. So you have to kind of do it this way. So now there's a $7,000 one. See, like this People's State one, for some reason, it just will never come back in the whole game, because I repaid it in a weird way. These are still pretty cheap loans there and everything, so that's not bad, but yeah. I have to have $14,000 to repay that one entirely, and I don't want to take out any loans quite right now, so yeah. That is a weird bug in the game with the loan thing, so. I don't really want to be paying $322 a month for this. So I could start paying it back now, but I also don't want to, you know, wait that long. So what I'm going to do is take a quick break and just let the game run. So I'm going to let the game run for a few minutes here, and I'll come back and hopefully we're going to have a lot more money and be able to repay the loan, maybe take out another loan, get the advertising done, and get the park expanded. So I'll be right back with you. Alright guys, I am back. Let's see where we are here. Alright, we're at 8,600. Oh, nope. $8,000 about. Not too bad. We have 330 people in the park. Just shows this is what it's like when there's no marketing running or anything. Looks like this thing is broken down. So maybe I'll hire one more mechanic to work on things, or nope, there's a mechanic going to fix it right now, so no problem there. So I am still making money. I'm making 13 something a month. I have a really high park rating now. Look at that. That's 93%. With a really high park rating, you can probably raise the entrance fee a little bit. So it's pretty crazy, but yeah, I can probably raise that double what it currently is. So let's raise that up. And strangely, the game also realizes if your entrance fee is too low, people don't think your park has a lot of value. So a lot of people think, oh, if the entrance is free, then it doesn't matter. No, it's actually quite the opposite. If your entrance fee is too low, then you just won't get enough people because they don't think it's worth it. Notice I raised the entrance fee and now my attendance is going up. Go figure. Let's see what else is going on here. 75% satisfaction in the prices, cleanliness 91%, overall 93%. That's okay. That's fine. So $9,000. I really want to get up to the point where I can repay that loan. How much was that loan that I took out? That loan was $14,000. So I'm getting pretty close to it, but I don't want to, go down to nothing quite yet. $939 a month though. Not great, but I can live with that for a little bit. So now I have enough where I can actually build another ride. See what kind of ride I should build according to guests. Oh, 3 people, so they're not paying that much for the entrance fee. So maybe maybe I went a little bit too high on that. So, all right, let's go back down to 15. Yeah, I might have gone a little bit too far with that. Notice I'm down to 296 people in the park. That's a really low amount of people, so I need to work on that number. 4 people say they're not paying that much to get in. Well, they probably will soon. What else can I build? I'm gonna have to build something else to get people in. Cheap coaster. Now there are different designs here. Let's do. I already have a mine train coaster. Let's do a powered coaster. Crazy 8. It's not great. Ooh, I like that one. Looks like an alligator. Very low intensity though. Raindrop. None of these are intense. That's weird. Alright, let's not do that. Let's take a look at something that's a little bit more interesting. Giga Coaster. Load blueprint. Oof, that's expensive. Alpine Express. But look at those ratings. That's pretty cool. That's not bad. 13,000? Is that what it says? I built it without the decoration, it's only 10,000. Won't be as exciting though if I do that. Deep Jungle. I need to do something that I can afford. These are pretty expensive coasters. So, let's see what else I got. Hyper Coaster. Oof. Some of these are really expensive. Hyper Racers. But look at how amazing those ratings are for a hyper coaster though. It's 90. It's an extreme excitement. I could see if there's another loan that's enough to get me to do that. But it's doubtful that I'll be able to take another loan for that much. Oh, there actually is another loan available for $12,000. So, yeah, I could actually do that. Do I think that could actually bring in enough people, though? Not if I can't advertise it. No. So if I would have done that, I probably would have bankrupted the whole company. So you have to be really careful like that. So let's see here. I don't know if there's a whole lot of coasters I can afford right now. So let's just go with a simpler thrill ride for now. I'm just going to have to build a few thrill rides. But I will theme them. So do I already have, I think I already have one of those. Do I? No, I guess I don't. Alright. Well, I can build one more of those. I can do that. That's an interesting one. Formula Drift. It's interesting. I'm trying to see where the entrance is. Looks like the entrance and exit have to be in the same place there. Yeah, that's the queue. It's kind of a cool queue, actually. So can't build it over there, but I can build it over here. And it should delete those trees when I build this, so it shouldn't be an issue. Perfect. And I should be able to open that almost immediately. Come on. Let's open the ride. It's going to be $5. I have sold 1,000 park tickets overall, and oh, I got a reward. I got $10,000 for doing that. So that was my extra goal. That means overall I've had at least 1,000 people. Now that's not good. A crash in a nearby park has scared potential customers, so my park will see a decline because people are afraid of going to theme parks for a little bit. That's not great at all. Now with that 19,000 that I just got, I can probably build something, or I can at least afford something pretty nice soon. So, but again, I still can't afford to build anything huge yet. Gotta make some more money. So. Motion simulator. Why would you spend that much money for a motion simulator? That's insane. Sometimes you just have to go with some simple things. Bumper cars are simple. Everybody seems to love bumper cars, and they can be built very cheaply. So, entrance, I'm going to put it around the back so we can have a nice queue. Put the exit on the front. Make it $4. That's kind of funny because I wasn't really planning to do this, but it's kind of creating its own little race car area thing here. New cars and bumper cars. We will open that ride. Let's not forget about zones. All this stuff is in a new zone. So I actually have to right-click to remove areas from a zone. You can long right-click and it will let you deselect areas. Notice it says that that ride is closed for lightning, which is kind of cool. That's pretty realistic in terms of things. Security agent. Zone 1, Zone 2, Zone 3. Gonna hire one more, so there's always somebody who can just go anywhere. Gotta keep up with the staff. You know, I like the entertainer. I'm gonna put a... Should he be a raptor? Oh, guess I hired him. I already have a shark, now I have a raptor. I noticed some of them are they're different levels of too tired to work. How do you fix that? Well, you have to build break rooms for your staff. Break rooms, what a concept. There should be a break room in every zone. That's something I have been neglecting so far in my game. We should talk a little bit about staffing for the park. Don't worry, we're going to get really deep into that a little bit later. And again, we got to keep a look at our guests' thoughts. What a cute raptor. Scenery here's amazing. Alright, evidently my soft drinks are still way too cheap. Still think that's bizarre. What do other guests think? Bubble tea is really good money. Chinese food's really worth the money. Let's look at the Chinese food. Oh, $2. Bubble tea is really worth the money. They said 2. Let's make that $4. Alright, so now I have $22,000 in cash. Sitting here, which is wonderful. 23,000, yeah, it's going way up now. So I might have enough now to build a coaster that's insane. So let's go look at some coasters. And a hyper coaster is definitely what I want. I want this absolutely insane Guardian of the Village Square coaster. Ooh, that looks amazing. So I'm going to build it pretty far out so I can kind of do a whole little land here. And remember, when you hit spacebar, you can rotate things to make it fit. I'm going to zoom out so you can kind of see the whole thing and where it's going to go. And I can push it pretty far back. You can see there's red. It's like if I'm allowed to build it that far out or not. I like it near these little mountains. And I like it, yeah. It looks like I can build it outside there, yeah. Alright, so that got built. Wow. That's pretty cool. That's really cool. So now I spent a ton of money on this coaster, so I'm actually going to pause for a second because I need to make sure that I don't screw anything up here. This is a tunnel that's been built kind of near the entrance of this coaster, which means the land for the coaster itself. That's kind of weird. Where is the entrance? It's hard to see where the entrance is. Visually, you can actually look under things. So you can click on underground and view the grid. I can hide the scenery so I can see where everything is. So it looks like that's the queue, and that's the entrance, that's the exit. Everything goes out there. And this, I'm not sure what this is supposed to be over here. What is that? I mean, it's a tunnel, but I think it's just a connection. Yeah, there's nothing there. There's no reason for that. Alright, so what I can do is I can actually go back. I still want the grid on. But I want to play with the terraforming tool. And I'm just going to make this go back down here. Yeah. I want that to become more flat, I guess. Yeah. Just to see how this is. Yeah, okay. I get it. So that way there's a pathway that goes literally through the square. This is a beautiful square. I mean, this is just nice for any park. So imagine this is going to be like the biggest thing this park's ever seen. It's going to be fabulous. So this pathway has to line up with that one to connect. I'm actually going to spend a little bit of money out here, and this will really make a lot more sense, especially for those of you who are like wondering, hey, when's he going to get to the, the food part? That's okay. We'll get there. Trust me. With the shops and everything. This is going to be a different area, a different zone of the park too. So first let's do the zone. Zone. I can see the existing zones back there. This zone is going to be completely separate from all that. This is zone 4. Now zone 4 is going to have a lot of interesting little pieces to it here. So let's see what I can do with zone 4. Now remember, the queue is inside there, so if I hide the scenery, I can see where the queue goes. And that's important because I need to know exactly what needs to be where. Yeah. Okay. So I have this little square here, but it has, scenery in it, so I don't want to touch anything over there. But this path is so nice over here. It almost looks like I could have a square right in front. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. So for this path, first I kind of want to match the existing path. So I can actually click on that and pick the same color. And in theory it should have matched it. It's the wrong style though. I think that's the style I need. Is that the same match? Nope. Well, it is the same match. But I just have to be on the right match first before I can get the style. That's okay. I'm not really losing any money when I screw up with the pathway colors. Alright, so I have that. I'm going to build a staff pathway here. Now, employee paths can be underground. If I want to build a path that's underground, there's a couple different ways I can do it. First, I want to build one path. And then using these tools, I can build in a direction. Now I can do that, or I can go down underground. And now I'm underground. And if you look here, see, I'm completely underground. So I want to stay at that level, and I can build that and connect to any other employee path that I like. What's the use of that underground right there? Well, I could connect it to other paths that are underground at a different area of the park. Completely depends on what I want to do. But to have that employee path there is very useful because I can also build utilities. Now a depot allows haulers to move things over to a different area of the park very easily. You have to connect everything. So this stuff is going to have to be hidden no matter where I put it, because I don't want people to see it that are walking around in the park. So that's going to connect to that path, and that's good. That's good. And notice it says it doesn't connect to anything right now. That's okay. We're going to fix that in a minute. But these pipes will connect to another depot. This is a transport system. This is not a walkway, so to speak. And I use these tools now to build. And so I'm going to zoom out. And what do I have to connect it to? I have to connect it all the way up to the front of the park, way up there. So this is going to be a very, very long piece. I mean, it's already occupied. Oh, there we go. It's going the wrong direction. Just think of this as like a giant conveyor belt system that I'm building. This is not cheap, by the way. It's being built right now on level 1. And what it has to connect to is, I don't know if you can see it on here. Let's zoom around. It has to connect to this one over here. So I'm going to keep going. And then I'm going to turn. And I'm not sure what level that one's actually at. It's a little difficult to see. See that? But it's there. I think it's going to be one more over, and then that way. Now I missed that. So that's at level 1, and it's in that square there. So now, if I want to start from that side, I have to see what it's connected to. Where is it? Where are you? Let me get out of there for a second. Alright, so that's at 2.5. Alright, so I'll click 1, and then it has to go down. Oh. And I need it to go down to level 1. Nope, that's level 1.5. Need to keep going down. Now it's at level 1. Now it connects to the system, and I can also remove the ones that are unnecessary. Alright. So now when something comes into the park, it doesn't have to go through everything else. It can go all the way to the back of the park very quickly. And that'll help get goods to the back of the park very, very fast. It doesn't move people, it just moves the crates. Now these staff training rooms and things, remember I built this right at the beginning, a staff room and a staff training room? I need one of those for every single zone that I've built, because I've locked staff in the different zones and things. And they're not going to be happy if they can't go on breaks. So I have to start building those around the park. It's also a really good idea to have a perimeter road anyway. If it was a real park, you'd build a perimeter road around, maybe even a tunnel system of regular roads around the whole park. But for now, we're just going to go back over here and take a look at what I built. Now, this is not telling me that it's not connected now. It's telling me that there's no shops that are getting supplied by that depot. So I'm going to build a shop right now. We are way in the back of the park, so I need, something that's going to also fit the theme of this area too. I think mini donuts are the option, so I'm going to build a mini donut shop right here. All right, and then I can click on that, and I can click add, and the mini donuts will be supplied by that. And right now it's telling me there's, it doesn't have any food, but that's okay. Now, this whole area, I'm essentially building a little backstage area, and this is going to be surrounded with some trees and shrubbery and everything so nobody can see it. I could do it a different way. I could just do it with fences, but I really like trees and shrubbery, so that's what I'm going to go with here. Nature, I think it's under plants or like shrubbery, so maybe not. Flowers? No, it is under plants. Shrub. Bring me a shrubbery! That one's not big enough. That's a bigger one. Nope, still not big enough. Need a giant shrub. These are tiny. I swear there were bigger ones. Rocks, topiary trees. Leafy trees, cacti, flowers. Should be a lot more trees in this. I swear. Nature, cacti, flowers. Nope. Plants. Oh, I guess they're all scalable in the size. Just make them bigger. That's kind of funny. Alright, well, I'll go with a giant shrubbery. Nope, I don't have enough money. Oh, I'm at negative money. Well, that's not good. I don't want anybody to see that. Any of the pathways. Yes, I know I don't have much money, but that's okay. I haven't really taken out any more loan debt while I'm doing this, so I don't really want that one either. Okay. So, I built that little donut shop, but I need a hauler over here. So, staff management. I'm going to hire a hauler. And I got to get out of the shrubbery thing, so that's going to drive me nuts. And I'm going to put them in the new zone, zone 4. And I have to have a staff pathway to get back over here. So, staff path. These are all going to be shops and everything, so I'm not too worried about that. And then that's going to connect back over there. And that's how the staff will get into this area. And it also means I need to double check and make sure that this zone is all part of it. So that's all part of zone 4. All the way up to there. Don't want an area that doesn't have it though, so it'll include that too. There. Zone 4. Now notice I'm being smart about how all this is built, so I have everything over there. And I'm going to do a little terraforming as well. Remember, terraforming is free in this game, so that's a really nice benefit. Actually, it's not. Changing the land type is free, but the actual moving of land This would cost a lot more than $1 to do, though, so it's very cheap to do this, which is impressive for this game. Yeah, I probably don't want to do a whole lot else with this. I do want a little bit more of an area back here. So, I just need enough to really build a proper staff area with a break room and everything back here. Alright, so what else do I have to do for my staff? Well, I'm going to do a staff room back here, which is essentially a break room. Make sure that it's facing the correct direction, otherwise nobody can use it. You'll see that it's correct when there's a door that opens on the path. Oh, I don't have enough money, so fast forward a moment here until there's money for this. Ugh. I spent so much money on this coaster. Enough money, I need my staff room so they can be happy. Oh, the hauler did do that. He built the thing, so that's good. Oof. I'm making a lot of money every month because I'm making like $2,354 a month, but I can't even build a staff room. All right, there it is. So now I can see that it's actually in the correct direction, so I can build my little staff room there. I probably should have a training room back out here as well. So I didn't need to do all that terraforming as much as I thought I did, but $1,500. Come along, we're almost there. Yes, perfect, okay, done. So now I have a training room back there, and that's good. Evidently, I had a blogger that came by that made videos of a carousel, so great. Now notice I'm in the negative, I'm in the red for a little bit, but I'm still making a lot of money, so that's okay. I just can't be in the red for a long period of time, otherwise the park shuts down. So I really have to keep making money, but I really have to get this area opened up pretty quick. So I'll build some more shops over here. I did my mini donuts. Let's get some pretzels. Let's build... What else did I say I needed back here? I don't think I have any hot dogs in the park yet. And people like drinks. Turkey legs. Oh, I didn't build the drinks. I don't know what I'm thinking. And something else. What else can I build? I'll do some more candy. And then remember, I have to put in some more shrubberies. A giant shrubbery again. And remember, for some reason, I can literally put them in pathways. I don't understand why, but you can. For staff, anyway, it works. Alright, so in theory, that should work. I don't know where the hauler went. That's kind of weird. Because there was a hauler there, and they shouldn't have gone anywhere except there, so... Oh, I know why. Silly me. Because I have screwed up. Remember that when you do this, you have to add all the shops individually. So their products end up going to the right spot. Now the hauler should magically appear back over here. They will. There comes the hauler. Is that the hauler? Yep. Too tired to work. So eventually she will go into that break room and relax for a while, take your break. Then she'll come back and finish staffing all that. Or staffing it, huh? Alright, so this coaster, this is going to be awesome. I'm going to be able to charge like $15 for this coaster. I'm not even joking. It's going to bring in a lot of money. Now I might have to lower this in the future, but when it opens, $15 is not a crazy amount. And I will want to make sure that there is a test cycle that happens on this thing. So it's in testing now, and I'm going to bring in a mechanic over here. Just for this area, and you are limited to working in Zone 4. And for the coaster, I think... Nope, that just edits the actual coaster. I didn't want to do that. Is there a way to change how often this thing gets inspected? Maintenance. I'm going to lower that interval so it does not go down. Perfect. I do not want that thing to go down, like, basically ever. So every 5 minutes he's going to go and double check it and make sure it's okay. And that's okay. The game just saved. Is this area ready to open yet? Well, I haven't really built enough benches and trash cans over here. But besides that, I think I'm almost ready to open this section of the park now. So let's build some benches. And then some trash cans. Not really sure what kind of bench would go well in this area, but anyway, back to the trash bins. Still like my pretty simple. Well, actually, let's do that trash bin for now. Game is kind of freaking out. There's just so much stuff in this game now, but it's there. You know, just have to go to a different zoom level. And now I can open up the pathway, and we should be good. Should be good. And the dirt path, I'll connect to that. Now there are some things that I'm going to have to build over here, and it's better if I hide them underneath decorations. So underneath this loading station, I'm going to build a restroom. So where can I build it? Will that interrupt the queue though? I think it'll actually go there, but let's make sure that I'm not going to get in the way of the queue. think that'll actually go there. No path connection, that's weird. This coaster I can open now. And let's hope the guests are willing to ride that much. And I need to remove that fence. There. And there's a restroom there. And let's see what the guests think. And I am going to have to add in a janitor to this area. And you're going to be in zone 4, which is that area too. But I didn't hire a security in zone 4 yet, so. Scarecrow? What does a scarecrow look like? Scarecrow or knight? Or a robot? I guess I'll hire a scarecrow. He's a weird one. Michael Donahue. Oh, did I give him an area? Whoops. Make sure that he stays in zone 4. There are vandals in the park, so I have to watch out for that. But overall, we're doing quite well. Let's see what guests are thinking about this park, or this ride. A lot of people want to go on Guardian of Village Square, so I know that that's pretty good. No more chats happening right now on the stream. Where are we? Let's see. 472 people in the park. Played for about 3 hours now total. So twice as long. I should be able to start getting it really built up. Now this entire area really doesn't belong in the desert. So I'm going to redo this to grass. I don't want mowed grass either, I just want grass. So let's just do the whole area with some grass. Maybe. This doesn't cost anything to rechange the colors of all this, which is good, because we don't have the money. Look at that, that looks completely different than it did before. And that's beautiful. I'll see an increase because the nearby theme park shut down. That's good. Alright, so I have $11,000. I can probably increase the park entrance fee again, mainly because I just built a giant roller coaster, which is insane. Let's take a look at guest thoughts overall again. I want to go on Gardens of the Village Square. A lot of them want to do that. Scarecrow is scary. Not paying that much park entrance fee. Still 8 people, let's say that. That might be too much. I'm broke. Okay, I gotta put in an ATM somewhere, so. Unlike reality, I don't actually have to ever have anyone go to that cash machine to put cash in it. It just magically comes out of nowhere for some reason. So, but yeah, when people run out of money, they need the cash machine, so. Generally, anytime you want to build one of these little areas where people can sit down and relax and eat food, you want to have a cash machine nearby. And benches. Need a lot of benches for areas like this. Oh, here's a trick for you guys. If you want to build like a nice little patio area, you can do that, and then you can just put the benches all there. These benches can only be built on the edge of a path, but now I can put triple the amount of benches in this little area, and now I have a nice little area for people to sit down and eat. So, kind of a neat little trick. People really do like to sit down. Don't want people to get tired or they leave. Remember that, guys. Benches are important. This is really just a giant exit pathway. I should put a sign there that says do not go down that pathway. Doo-doo-doo. That allows me to keep the hauler in that area, so the hauler can no longer go out into the park. And to keep in mind if I do that, though, because now I've just restricted where a hauler can go. I'm going to train them. Now when a hauler gets trained in an area, actually does take a while, and if those places run out of food in the meantime when that hauler's being trained, that's not great. Luckily there's another hauler that can cover for them while one of them's in training. just realized if my hauler that's not in the zone tries to go anywhere else now, they're trapped. So that's not good. So I'm probably going to get rid of that sign. Let the other hauler go wherever they need to go. There's the scarecrow in the staff area. I don't know. Maybe they need a break. Alright, so 89% experiences, 90% cleanliness, thirst 98%. Yeah, pretty good ratings. 560, I'm up to 22,000 now. I am comfortable enough to pay back the loan. So I'm going to do this a little bit at a time, because otherwise I'd never get the loan again. So be careful when you do this. Be very careful. Notice now there's a loan that's a 2.3% for 15,000 that I can take out. So that's kind of cool. But as I repay the loan, I will be in a much better place. I will be making a lot more money once all the loans are repaid. So that loan just disappeared. I've repaid the whole thing. And yeah. So I have these other loans that I can take out now. $9,000, $13,000, or $15,000. $9,000 for 1.6% is not a bad loan to take out. But I'm just gonna let my money go up now. I think it's in a pretty good spot where I can just make a lot of money. This is the part again where I'd recommend that you just take a break, let the game play. There's no disasters in this game. You don't have to watch the game the whole time. If you just let it play out for a little bit and go do something else, grab a cup of coffee or something, and you should be fine. It definitely really helps. Ooh, there's a shortage of ride parts. Safety will suffer. Ooh, that's dangerous. I guess there is a chance that something could crash. If something crashes in your park and the guest dies, that could lower your park rating quite a bit. But, let's look at something simple. I'll look at decorations and see how things are. Yeah, works out pretty well actually there. That area is not decorated, so it's kind of blah. Somehow that can see that staff training room, which I don't know how. I guess it's far enough away that those shrubs don't cover it. And that can see the toilets. Those Zone 1 toilets? No, these toilets over here. I see, so I should hide those toilets. Overall though, looks like I'm doing pretty well on the decorations. Why is that? Oh, I guess there was something that was broken or somebody threw up or something. Maybe I need another custodial person in that area. Yeah, there's like vomit over there. Ew. One more janitor, please. Zone 4. You are permanently stuck in Zone 4 to clean up everything. And those little pieces just kind of fade away. So let's look at decoration now. That's pretty good. Yeah. Something ran out of something. The haulers are doing a pretty good job. And please remember that you can continually train people. So staff room. The hauler's taking a break. I'm going to demand that. I mean, there are no training rooms. Go to the training room. Hit trained. Now you're a level 4 hauler. That's well done. Now look at that, I'm already up to $15,000. I have more than 500 people in the park, starting to do really well. So keep that in mind. Train to level 5 for the hauler. That'll take a while for that hauler. So. It's hard to click on them because you're... Can look into a guest pocket, see how much they've spent and everything. I wish we could do this in actual parks. It's funny. Let's see what loans are available to me now. 13. Okay. These change throughout the time, so when a good deal happens, you're gonna have to pounce on it with the best interest rate. So keep that in mind. None of these are fabulous deals or anything. Right now I'm making in $3,000 a month, and the more you make a month, the higher the amounts for the loans you'll be able to take out, so it's kind of a big thing. But I paid off all my loans now, and I can probably start advertising things again. So I'm going to do it on TV. I'm going to do it for 6 months, and the attraction I'm going to do is this brand new hypercoaster, and I'm going to hit start. Because I want as many people to pay my $20 as far as I can. So I want to do a shop advertisement. I'm going to do it for 3 months. On TV, I'm going to do these hot dogs. We have the best hot dogs in the park. And then I need that park advertisement for a year on TV. That's $48,000. That's how much money I need to do this. I do it for 3 months. Can I afford that yet? I can do that. Let's do it. Poof. Now my attendance is going to start really popping. Excuse me. Now that I've done that, I have to start expanding the park again so I can handle all these additional people. Now my goal for the park is to build a connected pathways, basically. So let's do this very quickly here. I'm going to connect this path, and I'm not going to connect it all the way. Notice I'm leaving a little gap so I don't bring people on it immediately. Let's do this. You might wonder why I'm doing a circular path around the whole park. And the answer really is just, why not? Circular paths are a lot easier for guests to find their way through the park with. So I really do think they're a great thing to have. So yeah, I would say go with a circular path if you need to. I'm going to build that one there. And I'm going to start heading back now. Double wide path all the way around the park. And this will help me decide where all the rides are going to go after this too. After this, because I'm going to fill this entire path section of the park. That's a land piece that I have to terraform right there. There. Now there's no more tunnel. Alright, so that's good. Now I have essentially an empty pathway on the side of the park. I'll have to make a zone for that. But I'm starting to fill in things in the park now. There's probably enough room here for a little ride, so I'm going to put in a little attraction back here. I don't think this park has a Ferris wheel yet. It doesn't have a ghost mansion ride. Let's see if there's a ghost mansion. Clockwork Cuckoo or City or Cursed Hall? You know, it's funny, this Cursed Hall thing actually kind of looks like it fits the area pretty well. Rum Barrel Ride. These are essentially dark rides, which is kind of cool to have in the park. It's a weird one. Small World. Not that one. Mystery Mansion. Manor of the Wilds. I like the Cuckoo Clock one. I think Cursed Hall is going to be the best option. Let's see how big that... Oh, that's huge. I don't think I have room for that. That's cool, but well, that's going to go in a different area of the park if I build that. It's also $7,000. Let's not build that. Let's do the Cuckoo Clock ride. Cuckoo. Let's see here. Where's the entrance? Alright, so on this, you can kind of see where the pathway is. So the front is the part that has to... So that's the front that's closest to us now. So if I want to build this... It's funny, because I just built that little pathway there, but I'm going to have to remove that if I want to build it. And I'm going to have to remove this, whatever that mountain is. So... here we go. I'm going to demolish some stuff. We're going to demolish that pathway. Those guests are going to be like, what the hell? But, whoops. And I have to demolish this rock. This whole thing of rocks have to be demolished. And then, burial mounds. Oof. Whoops. Oh well. Move the aloe. And I think that's it. I don't think the shrub's going to get in the way. So let's build my little... what did I say that was? Was it a ghost mansion ride? Yeah. And it is the Clockwork Cuckoo. And it is going to go here. And I will have to... will it go back one? Yes, it will. But it's going to push back my entire pathway, and I don't want to do that. So I have to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And when I build this, I'm going to lose all of those benches, which is very sad. But it is necessary. So, 7. Yes. So here we go. We're going to remove 7 pieces of the path. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And those people are going to be lost for a second, but hopefully they won't get too far. Don't go into the roller coaster area, no. You're going to be so lost. Dude. If I can click on you, I will save you, maybe. Wow, I'm really bad at clicking on a guest. There we go. Where'd the other guy go? Maybe he found his way back to the pathway. Alright. So now I have enough to build my Cuckoo Clock ride. There's enough space anyway. Ghost Mansion, Clockwork Cuckoo, and it will fit perfectly right there. Voila. And I have to click on the ride. I'm going to charge a lot more than that. Hey, look at that. A bus dropped off 42 haunted house fans. Should just raise the price for the haunted house right away. Poof. And because I want the pathways to match, I'm going to do that. That is the entrance, and it looks like I could actually still put some benches on that path there. Let's see if it lets me do that. That's good. I need to put in a trash bin again. There. Now I have a cuckoo ride. Cuckoo. Alright, I just hit 600 guests, and then it kind of dropped down again. I'm done with the path attachments. Let's look and see what we're doing with advertising now. So I still need to advertise an attraction. We're going to do the Clockwork Cuckoo again on TV. And then to advertise a shop. Select the shop, turkey legs for 3 months. And then I need to do the park advertisement again for 3 months on TV again. And I still need $12,000 to get there. So, just not making money fast enough. Soon. Look at that. That advertisement was 98% effective. That is insane. That's really good, and that's why it's worth it to pay your, whatever it is, to do all of the TV ads all at the same time. Is it worth it enough to take out another loan? Not right now, but it's definitely worth it to keep that running. Now, what else can I build in this park? I just built that little cuckoo ride over there. Seems like people like the little cuckoo ride. Let's take a look at what loans are available. Definitely banking right now. 2.8%, but that's a $15,000 loan. That's not bad. I could probably build a pretty nice coaster with that. And I might. Depends on how quickly I can make that money back, right? I can take out these two, though. Look at that, $5,000 for only a 1% interest rate. That's $50 a month. I really kind of want to do that. It's a really good deal. Yeah, because I could take out 2 loans for that low. Yeah, I'm going to take that for 1% interest rate. That's amazing. That'll let me build something pretty quick. So, what do I want to build? I can build a pretty cheap coaster for that. Now what's going to be a cheap coaster? Mini coaster, maybe. Monorail coaster, stand-up coaster. Maybe a vertical drop coaster will be cheap. Yeah, look at that. That one's only $8,825. I can actually... Oh my gosh, look at that. That's really cool. It's a NASA coaster. Doesn't really fit the theming of anything I have, but that's still really neat. And where's the entrance? Where do I need to build this thing to make it make sense? Where's the entrance? Oh, there it is. That's the queue, I think. Is that the queue? Yes, that's the queue. So that's the entrance there. And I can de-annex that little area there and build this thing. I think that's probably what I'll end up doing. I don't want it too far set back away from everything, but that's about right. And I can actually play with this pathway too to kind of make it so it sits in there. So I have built another coaster. Look at that. Now, the pathway, because I'm going to change some things here. So looks like I somehow built a brick pathway around the whole park. I thought it was dirt. Evidently it's cobble. Let's at least use the same stuff. Actually, let's use this stuff. And that looks just like plain old concrete, actually. So I want to get that same color. And is that the same? No, it's not. Sidewalk slab. All right. Yes, that's what it is. Sidewalk slabs are actually pretty much what Disney uses too, so that's kind of cool. So I'm going to build this like the path was always going in that direction anyway, and just remove that little section. And that way everybody has to go closer to the entrance of the ride, which is fine by me. So the path goes over there, and then it's going to come back around. Which means I have to kind of... I'm going to loop it all the way over through there. That's just really cool. Yeah, that's neat. And yeah. Yeah, that's going to be how that goes there. So that's going to start going uphill at that point, and then it's going to head in that direction. And down, nope. Flat, now down. There we go. So that's going to connect over there. And it's going to be weird because it's still going to be a dead end, but this pathway I just don't think makes any sense anymore. And yeah, I'm going to build this like that. And then I'm going to connect over here with that kind, which I think is gravel. I hope that's the same kind. Looks like it to me. Oops. What would the railings for gravel look like? That's weird. Alright, and then I can open my new space ride, but it's going to be $10. And yes, you can actually type 10, but I am lazy to type right now, so. Now remember, I didn't put any, oh, yeah. Gotta DNX that area of the terrain to make that, I think, sand again? Is that what that is? Yeah. Yeah, that's a pretty cool coaster. Cool. Now, I have built essentially a dead end in the park, and that's going to really annoy some guests, but before I do anything, still got to get like 2,000 people in the park. But let me make sure I have that advertising campaign going, because it's been a while. Attraction advertisement. I'm going to advertise my new ride. Can I click on it? There we go. 6 months, and it's going to be on TV, of course. $4,000, money well spent. And I'm still going to advertise a shop. Shop advertising. I want to advertise my wonderful pretzels on the TV. And then I'm also going to advertise the park again. Now this time, even for 6 months, it's still $24,000. It's crazy. For 3 months, there's a few days left in this one. Then I can do $12,000 again. So, let's see how much money I can make in a few days. The $5,000 loan was a good idea. Few days. Almost done. And I can begin it again. 98% effective once again. Eventually I'll be able to do it for a year, and that'll be easier. And with the loan, I really have no reason to ever repay that because it's so low. But I probably should at some point, because I'm paying $50 a month, but it's like nothing, so it's like whatever. No incentive to repay back a loan that's only at 1%. These are ridiculously good rates for loans, by the way. So what else should I build over here? Well, actually, at this point in time, I probably need to at least hire some more staff and make another zone. So this zone, I'm going to paint another zone on the map here. Make sure the entirety of the ride is in this zone. It kind of has to be. And really, I should remove that one from there so there's no overlap. Good. Now, it may seem that I'm boxing myself in and not leaving any access to the back of the park there, but this is theming that's just part of this ride, so I can still build a pathway. I don't know if you've realized this, but you can actually buy the land around your park where you need it to be. So it does make sense to leave small things in different areas. Like I can build a pathway through here underneath the supports, or I can demolish or move the bumper cars and expand it outward, because eventually you will have to do that, especially with your larger park later on. But right now I'm doing pretty well with this park the way it is. I almost have 1,000 people in it, and I need more pathways to expand. So I'm actually just going to connect this path over here and start letting people use it. Probably not the best idea to do this right now, but guests will get annoyed if they can't get around the park easily. And now that I have stuff out the way, even though there's nothing on this path, it just makes sense to let guests use it now. The thing to keep in mind is now that I have a path there, I have to make that a zone as well. So this will be a completely different zone than, well, actually I can still extend this out a little bit. Maybe I'll make that a whole space area of the park. But I will need an additional zone starting there to cover the area in between here. And essentially all I need at first in these zones are janitors, so I'll hire a janitor for that zone. And I'm just going to be very specific, you're stuck in zone 6. And then I need a janitor to be in this zone over here. And you're going to be in zone 5. So you get to clean up. And I think that ride actually makes people sick, so I'm going to hire 2 janitors for that area. Restrooms, probably need to build another restroom somewhere. And also from up here, you can see the backs of this stuff, so I'm going to have to put down some more trees. You always have to watch out for that. Plants. There are some really big trees actually that I can put down. I love these accurate trees actually. Anytime things pause like that, it's just the autosave doing its thing. And let's go back to some of the bushes. Plants. Let's put some big shrubs to hide this stuff again from the back side so nobody can see that there's staff training there. That should do a pretty good job hiding it from up here on this new path that I built. Let's take a look. And we can look at decoration. It's not really decorated, nothing, so there's no rating over there. Still got that ugly restroom over there, but yeah, people like it. So remember, I haven't built a whole lot of benches or anything on this path, so there's like nothing there. So I will have to, you know, slowly add on trash cans on the path every so often. If you don't put these down every so often, then people get sort of lazy. Just leave their trash anywhere. Walt Disney actually did a lot of experiments on this and what was okay and what wasn't for trash bins, so it's kind of funny and what worked, what didn't. Let's check in with their finances, see how the advertising campaigns are going. Still got, ooh, really? Guess I need to do the park advertisement again. Park advertisement for television. I have $29,000. I can at least do 6 months of park advertisement on TV. Let's go ahead, start that. Shops are only lets me advertise shops for 3 months. Weird. Let's go back to the hot dogs again. And that attraction is still running, so I can't really... Can I do multiple attractions? Oh, I can. Maybe. Yeah. So keep that in mind. I can advertise all the attractions. 6 months on television. Don't actually have enough money for that. Yeah, see, advertising, you can really rack it up. Yep. So, see if all that works. At least let me get above 1,000 people in the park, I think. And park entrance. Let's see. Do I really need more haulers? Looks like I might. I'm gonna raise the entrance fee. I'm gonna raise it to 40. No, not 400. No. Let's see if people still come at $40 a person. This might be too much, so I'll have to watch what guests think. We got 4 people say they don't want to pay that much. Let's see if that goes up in the next few minutes. Bubble tea and ice cream are really worth the money. Gotta keep raising the prices. Soft drinks really worth the money. Got 7 people that don't want to enter the park. It's too expensive. Definitely making money. 971 people in the park, 970. Alright, I think I might have raised the price a little bit too much for people to enter the park. Scenery here is amazing. Everybody loves the scenery. That's good. Everybody likes the hot dogs. Only 5 people don't want to pay the entrance fee, so it looks like I'm doing a pretty good job with that. If you look at that, yeah, overall 95%. That's a pretty good rating. So you just got to keep adding more and more and more to the park. It's going to get more and more crowded as you add more rides and everything. So I'm already up to 964 people in the park, doing pretty well. Park's gonna have to get probably much bigger, to fill up everything, but definitely on the way to success. So, any other questions? I think I'm going to end this live stream because we've been going on for almost 3 hours almost, yeah. So, yeah, that means about 2 more hours and the park should be able to reach. And I know it doesn't seem like it, but if you are running all the marketing campaigns for a long time and you finish building out a couple loops of the park, you might have to expand it a little bit just to add a few more rides. You probably can get this up to that in 6 hours. So, all right, everybody, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, comment, ring the bell so you get the notifications, and that way you'll know when I go live next. And I hope you had a great night. Have a good night, everybody. Bye-bye.